Alright, I know that I might not create the most beautiful and most engaging social media content, but the reality is that every single day I get people who say, dude, like, how are you so consistent and how are you able to create so much content? Like, how is it possible for you to create so many good things at once? I'm kidding. Maybe not like that, but every single day I get people who say, like, man, like, how are you able to track all your social media content? And specifically in my case, you know that I am very big on my YouTube channel. This is my priority. I also go hard on X, and I also have my Facebook group, okay? I do have my Instagram, but honestly, if you go to my Instagram, there's nothing more than pictures of me and my dog, okay? So there's nothing business related over there. So guys, what I want to do in today's video is walk you through the exact content creation process, essentially how I have a content production pipeline where I track all my YouTube videos, how I repurpose these YouTube videos in the different social media channels. I will also show you how we created a content calendar to keep track of the due dates, the publish dates, and making sure we're always having content to post. And at the end, I'm also going to show you how we can keep track of, or basically a catalog of all of our completed videos so that we can refer back to them, or whenever we're doing prospecting or when somebody requires some sort of training, I can just easily find the training and send it to them, okay? And by the way, guys, just a quick announcement. If you want to get access to this Airtable template absolutely for free, like the base, the automations and everything, join my free Facebook group with the link in the description. You don't have to pay anything to get this, okay? You just got to request to join and answer the membership questions, okay? That's literally all we need. And once you're done with that and we accept you inside, you're going to get access to everything. Make sense? So without further ado, let's continue with the video. So guys, listen, you're going to see in here that we're going to walk through everything that has to do with how we plan the content, how we write the content, how we record the content, the editing part of the equation. I'm also going to walk you through the scheduling part of the equation, and then how we repurpose everything, okay? This is just, as you can see here, one main base inside of Airtable where we actually track of all the content, and all of the content for me is YouTube, okay? This exact workflow you can use for whatever platforms you're using. You should always have like the go-to platform that you're trying to grow so that from there you can always just repurpose everywhere else, okay? In my case, I believe that YouTube is the best option because you can use the video from YouTube to do reels, charts, etc. The audio can be a podcast. The resources you use can be lead magnets. Essentially, if you do the heavy lifting of making one YouTube video that pays dividends for years to come, you can always repurpose that to all of the other platforms, okay? But before we do so, guys, I need you guys to understand the workflow. And this is something that I just did like in 5 minutes for you guys to understand, but this exact same exercise that I'm about to do, I really encourage all of you guys to make this exact same process, because this is going to not only give you clarity, not only in terms of what is the exact step-by-step process, but most importantly, for you to be able to add automations and delegate the process once you're looking to do so. And obviously, since YouTube is the only place where I create content, guess what? This is going to be my YouTube workflow example. Everything for me starts with a content idea, okay? And that content idea is something that I have whenever I'm taking a coaching call with a client, whenever I'm on a sales call, whenever I see a frequently asked question somewhere, okay? I know that that specific idea might be good, might be bad, but nevertheless, it's an idea, okay? Then what I do is that I validate that idea. It's not that I do like BitIQ or TubeBuddy. I do have those plugins, but honestly, I don't know how to use them. Since I've been in the space for a while, I just have a good feel of what things are going to be most relevant for my audience, okay? And most importantly, try to figure out a way for me to connect the content idea that I had to something that I want to share outside of just the content idea. Make sense? Because if you go and watch my YouTube videos, I always try to talk about more stuff outside of just what the purpose of the video is all about. And why is that the case? Very simple, guys, because people connect with people, and if you're only doing tutorials on how you use this or how you do that or how I did this or how I did this, the reality is that you're never going to build a connection with your audience. So what I'm doing right now and what I've been trying to do every single time that I create a piece of content is I try to figure out a way to incorporate my daily life, essentially, or what I believe or what I like, for example, in music or something. And well, I just try to, connect a little bit the dots between those two things. Then once the idea is validated, add the writing status inside of Airtable. Again, you're going to see everything in a second, like you can see here. Okay, and then once I finish writing the document, I put the recording/filming status. For example, this part in here, I should be putting it in recording. Okay, then once I finish recording, I put the editing status, and then the editing status triggers an automation that assigns the responsibility of actually editing the video to the editor. The due date is going to depend on the content calendar, okay? Which one content calendar? The ones you're going to learn about in a second on here. We move this to publishing status, and what that means is that that video is done, it's uploaded, and we just need to actually hit publish on the YouTube channel, okay? Because right now, for example, I have lots of videos that are done, are uploaded, are everything, but are not published, okay? So the date that I need to upload, I just change from unlisted to publish, Okay, and that's essentially the entire process. Okay, guys, the last part is once I publish the video, I move everything from scheduling to repurposing, and then what I gotta do from there is simply make sure that I share everything on my Twitter, on my Instagram, on my Facebook group, on my newsletter, etc. So hopefully you understand the workflow, because based on this process that you see mapped out in here, I create my entire workflow inside of my project management software of choice. Okay, in the past I used to use ClickUp, and I think that it's a really good platform. But guys, honestly, if you've ever used ClickUp, and ClickUp, guys, if you're watching this video, let me tell you something, like this platform is getting worse by the day simply because of the amount of bugs and because of how slow it is. Like moving from one place to the other, from one space to the other, from one list to the other, it was really just driving me nuts how much time I had to wait for me to move from my tasks. Okay, so I decided, like, hey, you know what, like I love spreadsheets, I love Google Sheets, I love all that good jazz. Let's do another type of database project management tool. And guess what, I was deciding between Smart Suite and Airtable, but at the end they said, like, hey, you know, I like the icon of Airtable, so let's just rock and roll with Airtable. I've been using it for 2 months approximately, and yeah, I mean, I really love it, to be honest. Nevertheless, I know that most people who are in love with this type of platforms prefer Smart Suite nowadays, okay? Especially because of the pricing options, but again, that's for another video, okay? So now that we have this out of the way, I want to go over the actual pipeline process so that you can see, you know, like the actual step-by-step, how I think about it, etc. But before we do so, guys, if you're finding any value whatsoever in this video, make sure to leave a like. It would literally mean the world to me if you can actually just comment what your thoughts are so far. And if you're in the mood, like today is one of those good days for you, like, there's like a button over there called subscribe, so make sure to hit it if you want to. But yeah, guys, let's continue with the video either way, okay? So I create a single select type of field that is called status, where I have all of the stages that I just described in the process, okay? So I have planning, writing, recording, editing, scheduling, repurposing, and published, okay? So what I do from here is that I filter this Kanban board based on those statuses, okay? So whenever I have an idea, I put it here in planning, and then whenever I'm looking to take action on that idea, I just, move the little card from planning to writing. And then once I finish writing the document, in this case I didn't have to write anything because, well, it's just presenting the actual platform. Well, that's pretty much it, right? So I move it to recording. Now that I'm recording it, well, it stays here, but once I finish this, I will just send everything to editing. Once I finish editing, I send to scheduling, and then once I send to scheduling, I put this on repurposing, okay? And I get it, guys, like this is not groundbreaking type of stuff, it's just like a typical Kanban board, but honestly, it's really smooth, like it's really fast, like there's no friction. It's better than even Trello, to be honest. And something that I like about this platform is that I have like my thumbnail space, so whenever I upload or somebody uploads the thumbnail, the card itself auto-populates with the information that is relevant, in this case for a thumbnail. Make sense? So what I like to do from here, and just so you guys know, I also, whenever the video is published, I add the video URL, the Google Doc in case that I use a resource for that video, the podcast link. And yeah, in case that you were wondering, I do have a podcast. I never promote it, but it's just like another way to get traffic. If you're an entrepreneur, don't judge me. We all need to make sales, okay? So very important to keep that in track. And also, the most important thing, like I know that this sounds like super simple, but for me, this or everything I need, I just, every single time that I create the YouTube video, I just repurpose the YouTube video itself in my Twitter. I upload an Instagram story, I post it inside of my group, and I do a newsletter. So guess what? As I start to do that stuff, I just click on all of these buttons, and that's pretty much it, guys. Super simple. But the actual magic of this process is, look at this, guys. I have an automation so that this is filtered by status, where the status is not published, okay? Because that means that if it's published, it stops appearing here. And why do I do so? Very good question. Because then if you go to the completed videos, I have another filter where I actually just show where status is published. Make sense? So everything that I see in here is my published videos who are already repurposed, etc. And I have easy access to the Google Docs, to the podcast, to the date it was published, which channel it was sent to, some of the notes that I have for that video, the thumbnail, the video URL, etc. Okay, so I keep a catalog of the production process and the completed videos. Make sense? And then the last thing that I wanted to share with you guys is just the content calendar. Okay, so essentially I have all of these ideas, and what I gotta see is like, I know that this video needs to be here and needs to still planning, so I need to record something for sure. Okay, then if I see that it's just impossible for me, I just move it to 2 videos per week. Okay, because just so you guys know, like I always aim for 3 videos per week, but if I can't, I just do 2. Okay, 2 is like the absolute minimum. Like there has never been a week where I haven't done at least 2 videos, but I always push for 3. Okay, so this video probably I will not be able to make 3, so I will just move this one to Thursday, and I move this to Monday, etc. But essentially, that's the process, okay? And all I gotta figure out, if I want to keep this content schedule that I have planned out, well, what does it take me, or what does it require from me in terms of recording the documents? Make sense? This is how I keep track of everything. And what I can do, for example, for next month, is just take a look at, well, what the ideas are in here, what I need to prepare, and then since these are the ideas in here, I can just start saying like, okay, this video is going to come here, this other video is going to come ideally here, etc. You see, it's very, very simple, guys, honestly. But again, the fact that this process is easy is what allows me to not only actually use the system, but most importantly, get the work done and actually publish consistently on my YouTube channel, which is, again, my priority. Okay, so before we finish the video, guys, call to action time. There's a link in the description. If you want to work with us, just go ahead and click it so that you can see what working together looks like. But that out of the way, guys, as always, before we finish the video, don't forget to like it, to subscribe, and to share with somebody. Like, again, this template you can get absolutely for free by joining my free Facebook group. You don't have to pay us a single cent. I don't even have an affiliate link to Airtable, okay? And as always, I just want to recommend to you guys some songs so that you can just leave the video, but always think about this guy who actually recommends good music, okay? And I want to recommend to you guys this song called Volver a Empezar by Asana and Duki. This song I actually recommended last week in my coaching call, and everybody who listened to that song after the call and they messaged me told me that they loved it, okay? In case that it wasn't obvious, I'm a Latino, right? So the music recommendations I bring to you guys are from Latin America, from my country, Costa Rica, or from Argentina, from Colombia, Mexico, etc. Okay? So without further ado, guys, see you guys in the next one and hope that you enjoyed this one. Bye.